Eala, Yulo named PSA Athletes of the Year. Tennis star Alexandra Eala and gymnastics golden boy Carlos Yulo will both receive the 2025 Athlete of the Year award in the Philippine Sportswriters Association (PSA) annual awards night at Diamond Hotel Manila in Ermita on February 16. Eala made history at the Thailand Southeast Asian (PSA) Games in December 2025 by winning the country's first women's singles gold medal after 26 years. Yulo, first named PSA Athlete of the Year in 2024 after a double gold performance at the Paris Olympics, bagged a fourth straight gold medal in floor exercise at the 2025 Asian Artistic Gymnastics Championships in South Korea, where he also bagged bronze in parallel bars, vault, and individual all-around. The traditional sports gala by the country's oldest media organization, held in partnership with San Miguel Corporation, was originally slated on February 2 but has been moved to February 16 due to unavoidable circumstances. It will be the first time in 22 years that the PSA named a male and female co-athletes of the year since legendary boxer Manny Pacquiao and golfer Jennifer Rosales shared the honor in 2004. Their exemplary performances on the international stage and, more importantly, the way they have inspired countless young athletes to chase their own path for greatness, are enough reasons to crown both Alex and Carlos as the year's top performers in sports, PSA President Francis Ochoa, sports editor of the Philippine Daily Inquirer, said in a news release Friday. Born and raised on Leveriza Street in Manila, Malate, near Rizal Memorial Sports Center, Yulo stomped his way back to the 53rd FIG Artistic Gymnastics World Championships in Indonesia, winning the vault and placing third in floor exercise. Eala, a graduate of the Rafa Nadal Academy in Spain, registered several firsts in Philippine tennis history, including breaking into the world's top 50. Ranked number 140 and given a wild card at the WTA 1000 Miami Open, Eala beat former French Open champion Yelena Ostapenko, second round, reigning Australian Open winner and number 5 Madison Keys, third round, and 5-time Grand Slam champion and world number 2 Iga Swiatek, quarterfinals, before losing to American Jessica Pegula in the semifinals. She became the first Filipino in the Open era to play in the Wimbledon singles main draw, earned her first WTA singles title at the Guadalajara 125 Open in Mexico, and scored a Grand Slam breakthrough as the first Filipino in the Open era to win a match at the U.S. Open in New York after prevailing over number 14 seed Clara Tauson. Eala and Yulo, when grit learns to fly. In a country where heroes are often born from hardship and hope, two names rose above the noise of the ordinary year and echoed into history. Alex Eala and Carlos Yulo, named PSA Athletes of the Year. Their sports are different, their stages worlds apart, yet their stories move to the same rhythm: discipline, sacrifice, and an unshakable belief that a Filipino dream can stand tall on the global stage. This is not just a celebration of medals or rankings. It is a story of becoming. The quiet power of beginnings. Every champion begins in obscurity. Before applause, there is silence. Before victory, there is repetition. For Carlos Yulo, that silence lived inside gymnasiums where the air smelled of chalk and steel. For Alex Eala, it stretched across tennis courts at dawn, where the bounce of a ball became a language she learned fluently. They did not inherit greatness. They practiced it. Yulo's body learned to defy gravity long before the world noticed. Each routine was a negotiation with fear, a leap trusting that muscle memory would catch him midair. Each landing was a promise kept. He turned pain into precision, doubt into form, and gravity into something optional. Eala, on the other hand, learned endurance of a quieter kind. Tennis is a lonely sport. The opponent is across the net, but the real battle lives inside the mind. Point after point, match after match, she learned patience, strategy, and resilience. Where others saw pressure, she saw opportunity. Their beginnings were humble, but their direction was clear. Excellence as a daily choice. What makes an athlete of the year is not a single moment. It is the courage to choose excellence every day. Carlos Yulo chose it when he repeated routines until his body trembled, but his focus did not. He chose it when international competition tested not just his skill, but his identity. On the world stage, where margins are microscopic and mistakes unforgiving, Yulo stood composed, carrying not just his own ambition but the pride of a nation. Eala chose excellence in the grind of development, in training far from home, in balancing youth with expectation, and in growing under the global spotlight. She played not merely to win, but to belong. Each serve was a declaration: Filipinos deserve a place in elite tennis. Neither path was easy. Both paths demanded maturity beyond years. Carrying the flag without dropping the self. To represent the Philippines is an honor and a weight. Yulo carried it with humility. Despite global recognition, he remained grounded, his performances speaking louder than any boast. His routines were clean, controlled, and fearless, proof that greatness does not need volume to be heard. Eala carried the flag with grace. She did not rush growth or demand shortcuts. She trusted process over pressure. Her success was not loud, but it was steady, the kind that lasts. Together, they reshaped how Filipino athletes are seen. Not as underdogs begging for recognition, but as contenders commanding respect. Two sports, one spirit. Gymnastics and tennis could not look more different. One is measured in seconds and rotations, the other in games and sets. One demands explosive perfection, the other relentless endurance. Yet at their core, both demand the same truth: mastery of self. Yulo mastered his body, Eala mastered her mind. Both mastered commitment. Their recognition as PSA Athletes of the Year is not coincidence, it is convergence. It is proof that Filipino excellence is not limited by sport, size, or stereotype. What they leave behind. Awards eventually gather dust. Records are meant to be broken. But inspiration, that endures. Somewhere in the Philippines, a child now flips on a cracked mat believing gravity can be challenged. Somewhere else, a young girl hits a tennis ball against a wall, dreaming not of fame, but of possibility. That is the true legacy of Eala and Yulo. They showed that world class is not a place, it is a standard. They showed that discipline can be louder than doubt. They showed that being Filipino is not a disadvantage, it is a strength. A year that belongs to them. When the Philippine Sports Writers Association named Eala and Carlos Yulo as Athletes of the Year, it was more than recognition. It was affirmation. Affirmation that patience still matters, that preparation still wins, that character still counts. In a world hungry for instant success, Eala and Yulo reminded us that greatness is built, quietly, daily, faithfully. They did not just win a year. They defined it. And in doing so, they gave the nation something priceless: belief.